Hi, can I get you to introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about why you are, who you are and why you're here today, please?
My name's Simon Klippel. I own my own design business, which I've been running now for 8 years. And prior to that, I've worked in the field of yacht design, vehicle design, and in construction product design, predominantly within the UK, but recently in international business, which worked all over the world. And since I've been working on my own organisation, I've had a lot of clients come to the business on the back of the fact that they've employed extremely young design agencies and been extremely disappointed. And it made me realise that having been in this game for about 30 years, maybe there is something I can offer. And an old friend of mine, Queen Backline, who's downstairs, is an extremely accomplished packaging designer and graphic designer who's worked with people the likes of Philips and was actually part owner in one of London's top design agencies for a number of years. And we've known each other since we were students, and he shared with me the idea of setting up a fab lab in York to bring the focus back and the initiatives back into York and try and do something to contribute towards making York a city of innovation again. And based on my experiences, I started thinking this through and thought, this isn't half a bad idea, because York has a particular image of being a great place to visit, but particularly a great place to go out for a night out. And there's this nighttime culture that exists in York at the moment. And wouldn't it be nice to bring the innovative concept back to York? And so we started discussing with your colleagues within York Council the prospect of having a facility within the town centre that was highly visible, high footfall, where we could allow people into the process and actually open the doors to the design world, which the man on the street typically can't afford, and allowing him to walk in, see how it works, get advice, get guidance, and see if he's got any great ideas, because York is a city of innovation, and there's an awful lot of creative talent here in York. And on that basis, we started to discuss with Heather Niven the concept of actually using some of the currently empty shop buildings that are in York, that are just there with tourists walking by, there's nothing to see, and actually use these empty buildings to create this facility that would be a design hub, a creative laboratory, a workshop, somewhere we could bring school children, primary school children, and run workshops and introduce them to the creative process and the design process, and actually turning their thoughts and ideas into three-dimensional products. And maybe set a little foundation in place for some future entrepreneurs to come out.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, a lot of great ideas. You've actually answered a number of my questions there already, but you were part of a big day-to-day where the sort of concept of the right soul was being discussed. Now, a lot of people, some people know what that is, some people don't know what that is, but there were some great ideas shared. Now, you were part of that. Was there any ideas that really jumped out at you when you understood the concept of what ideas were shared, or perhaps it was an idea that you yourself shared, that you really resonated with and responded to?
Today was a learning curve. Prior to today, I didn't have any concept or grasp of what the Right to Solve project was all about, but it's been a long day, a tough day, and some concepts did resonate, and it was clear that the council is wanting to embrace the town, the city, in a different way, and try and reverse the relationship a little bit. It's always been very parental towards the city and the community, if you like. And I think it's looking for the right to solve, in my perception or my interpretation after today's events, is somehow providing a conduit for the people to actually talk to the council more openly, more freely, and more easily and more readily. And it's then the council's job to gather that data from this hub, possibly Genius, as a project within itself, as a data gathering resource that can then be used to fed back into the community and change the way the city operates, and to actually get some of the things happening in York that the people want, rather than have the council dictating, here's another initiative, this is what we're going to do. And for me, the most striking element of all of that came about was the difficulty a body like a council has in engaging the community, and the key seems to be trying to find a way to make that process of communication and feedback much easier and much more open and much more friendly. One of the things that excites me about Fab Lab is that maybe that could be a concept for providing that opportunity.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, that's moves into my last question. Is obviously you were part of the innovation fair this evening. You had to do a pitch and everything. Obviously, there's a lot of really kind of
very last minute.
Yeah,
You're prepared.
I mean, that's right. There's a lot of really interesting people. There's a lot of really interesting people that were with you tonight and part of that innovation fair. What do you feel about the innovation, I guess, community in York? How do you feel to be part of York's really innovative community?
I don't know what it is. There must be something in the air over here that we all breathe, but there is a phenomenal resource of talent that it isn't entirely tapped into. And individually, my clients are spread all over from the south, right down to the south coast, southeast, southwest, and spill over into Europe and into North America. And yet, a lot of the talent that a lot of these big international companies are using are all up here in Yorkshire, and I do find that quite remarkable. I think I've once heard the city of Bath being described as the graveyard of creativity, and of course people go there and never want to leave. It is very beautiful, and I think maybe we're seeing a similar kind of renaissance here in the north, and maybe York could become a huge creative hub.